Hello and welcome to Cargo Shots from the StatTrade Times, powered by Group Concord. Here's our pick of the best news shots that made the headlines this week.
Let's round up the financial results announced this week. Etihad Cargo reported a 6% revenue spike at $802 million for the first half of 2022. Revenues remain strong despite the increase in passenger volumes limiting belly hold capacity, leading to a 19% reduction in freight carried. Blue Dart, a part of Deutsche Post DHL Group's DHL e-commerce solutions division, reported a 280% rise in consolidated net profit at $14.8 million for the first quarter ended June 30, 2022, recording a 49% increase in revenue at $161.7 million. The firm reported a 50% volume growth during the quarter, carrying over 77 million shipments comprising 278,393 tons. Blue Dart is planning to add 2 Boeing 737-800 freighters during the financial year. Airbus reported a marginal increase in consolidated revenue at $25.3 billion and a 2% drop in adjusted earnings of $2.65 billion for the first half of 2022. Gross commercial aircraft orders increased to 442 from 165 aircraft in the first half of 2021, with net orders of 259 aircraft after cancellations. The Boeing company reported a 2% decline in the second quarter revenue to $16.7 billion, driven by lower defense volume and unfavorable performance, but offset by a higher commercial volume. Commercial airplanes secured orders for 169 737 MAX airplanes and 13 freighters, including 7 777-8 freighters from Lufthansa Group. DSV reported a 76% spike in air freight revenue to $3.5 billion for the second quarter ended June 30, 2022, compared to $1.9 billion in quarter 2 of 2021 on 15% increase in volume. For the first 6 months of the current financial year, air revenue increased 81% to $6.9 billion on 18% increase in cargo carried. Group revenue increased to $8.8 billion for the second quarter and $17.3 billion for the first half of 2022. In the first half of 2022, the Kuehne+Nagel Group's Air Logistics business unit recorded a year-on-year gross profit growth of 68% to $1,673 million, with a net turnover surge of 59% to $6.5 billion. Air freight volumes handled by the group were 1.1 million tons in the first 6 months. In the same period, Kuehne+Nagel Group's net turnover rose by 55% year-on-year to $21.3 billion, EBIT by 112% to $2.2 billion, earnings by 113% to $1.6 billion, and free cash flow increased by nearly $1.3 billion. UPS reported a 6% spike in second quarter consolidated revenue for 2022 at $24.8 billion on 12% increase in revenue per piece from domestic operations and 15% rise in revenue per piece from the international segment. Consolidated operating profit was $3.5 billion, up 8.5% compared to the second quarter of 2021 and up 9.3% on an adjusted basis. Adjusted diluted earnings per share of $3.29 was 7.5% above the same period in 2021. Now, in other news, Boeing and Saltchuk Aviation on Thursday announced the airline group placed an order for up to 4 more 767-300 Boeing Converted Freighters, or BCF for short. The deal includes 3 firm orders and 1 option for the efficient medium wide-body freighter with the lowest operating costs per trip and excellent payload and range capability. Saltchuk Aviation placed its first order with Boeing for 4 firm 767-300 BCF in early 2021. The first 767-300 BCF, as part of the initial deal, was delivered to the carrier earlier this month. Japan Airlines companies Cargo Business JAL Cargo and Cargo One announced an international partnership that would offer the airline's capacity to the largest global marketplace for digital air cargo reservations. Cargo One became accessible to Japanese freight forwarders this month, providing them with a smooth digital booking experience. Air cargo volumes in Japan are significant, with Tokyo's airports routinely ranking among the top air cargo hubs in terms of freight tons. JL Cargo, Japan's flag carrier, delivered over 740,000 tons of air cargo in 2021. Western Global Airlines, or WGA for short, has confirmed a 5-year ULD agreement with ACL Airshop, an international service partner specializing in outsourced ULD management and customized logistics solutions. WGA and ACL Airshop are working together to measurably enhance the logistics efficiencies of Western Global's ULD fleet, including the introduction of the trademarked ULD Control solution for real-time tracking of ULDs. This solution, combined with ACL's Global Operations Center and innovative Find My ULD smartphone app, all operate together for better utilization rates and cost efficiencies for client airlines that use ACL's technology suite. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. This is your host Manjula Nair signing off and wishing you a great weekend ahead.
For the latest news on air freight, visit our website. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Give our YouTube channel a visit and subscribe to access our past webinars and virtual conferences and access exclusive one-on-one interviews with global logistics leaders. Thank you for tuning in to Cargo Shots by the StatTrade Times, powered by Group Concord. See you next week with a fresh roundup of cargo news makers.